Alright, what's up? So today I'm going to be making a video on 4 people who are confused on what laser they think they should buy, whether it's a diode laser, a CO2 laser, a fiber laser, and pretty much I'm going to explain what kind of jobs I do mostly on my fiber laser and my CO2 laser, and then you can kind of dictate if that is more directed towards what you want to be doing with laser engraving. So keep watching, and should be a fun video. Alright, so first I think that I should dive into the different types of lasers. So you have a CO2 laser, you have a fiber laser, and you have a diode laser. This big thing right here is a CO2 laser. Those are fiber lasers. So the main difference between them is pretty much this is for wood, your leather, acrylic, I don't know, you can do all kinds of different things with this. Now those two are fiber lasers, those are made for metal. You can do metal, you can do leather, you can do slate, you can do a few other things with them. But for the most part, I'm going to be talking about the CO2 laser. This is really the money maker, and this is what most, in my opinion, would bring in the most revenue on a side hustle owned business. My dog wants to play right now. So from the start, when I first started laser engraving, I started with like a $300, not even, maybe like a $250 tabletop, basement laser off Amazon, which turned into like a X-Tool D1 $1,000 tabletop laser, which turned into an 80-watt Monport laser, which turned into a 100-watt Omtech laser, which turned into 2 Omtech fiber lasers. So if I were to give any advice, everything I say is pure opinion. Nothing I'm saying is factual. Start out with a decent laser if you're going to jump into this. Because if you start out with a piece of junk laser, you're going to end up upgrading it really quick, and then you're going to waste, in my opinion, you're going to waste money. I did that. I feel like I wasted my money. I should have just dove in, not necessarily getting a 100-watt CO2 laser, but I would recommend getting like an upper brand of like an X-Tool D1, or like I think Monport has some cool CO2 tabletop lasers they came out with now, but I'd recommend getting something semi-decent from the start, opposed to getting something that's kind of a piece of crap and you're going to regret it because you're going to upgrade probably a month later, if that. The CO2 lasers, another thing about them is, compared to my fiber laser, I think my CO2 laser has brought in, I'd probably say 70 to 80% of my income, and that's because majority of orders off a CO2 laser. So like fiber lasers, a lot of people will bring in a knife set or a watch, or tiny things that really, it's nice, but it's not paying the rent. Which is also could be wrong to say if there's enough of them. I mean, I've done jobs where there's 500 pens and stuff like that. But the CO2 laser is where you would get, if you look into doing like Yetis, I mean like right here, I have Stanleys waiting to be done. A lot of companies do hundreds at a time, hundreds of Yetis, hundreds of liquor bottles, plaques, all the bulk orders are generally done on the CO2 laser for big things that companies would want and such. And then you have all those like wedding tags, the things you see on Etsy, like little name stands for each table and stuff like that. If you want to do that stuff or want to look into doing that stuff, diode laser or CO2 laser is the way to go. Really the only difference between a diode laser and a CO2 laser is, without getting mechanical, but in the big picture, diode lasers can't do glass. You're going to see YouTube videos people make all the time of like etching glass with diode laser because they rubbed some chemicals on it or something like that. No one wants to do all that. Diode lasers can't do glass, and diode lasers, I believe the strongest I've ever seen is a 20 watt. that's, you know, that's good. That's perfect for a lot of people. If you want to do those wedding tabletop things and little pieces of wood, you can cut it. You can cut acrylic. You can do plenty on a diode laser. I'm not knocking diode lasers at all, but I do recommend getting something above a 5 watt or a 10 watt if you do want to go that route. And the work bed is generally a lot smaller on a diode laser compared to a CO2 laser. Diode lasers are made for tabletops, so they're not going to be as big as, you know, something like this. So my dog is just absolutely rocking this stand right now. Cool. Now to get into fiber lasers. So the fiber lasers are really good for quick metal, like business cards. If you're looking to do bulk business cards or knives and selling like bottle openers and, you know, little metal things, fiber laser is the way to go. You can do, I mean, you can engrave, anyone who has one knows, you can engrave one with frickin', I mean, within seconds you can do something on the fiber laser. It's very fast, very quick, but you are limited to, you know, most people aren't bringing you 100 knives or 100 necklaces or 100 rings or something like that. It's majority CO2 laser for bulk orders, fiber laser for 1s and 2s. Again, this is coming completely opinion based. This is just what I see out of my storefront. That majority of everything comes from the CO2 laser. This is, they work, they do their job, they make the money, but it's not comparable to what the CO2 laser brings into me. And might sound like I'm being a little bit biased towards CO2 laser. I'd actually prefer to work on this than the CO2 laser, but the truth behind it is CO2 laser is where the money is. Also very dependent on what you want to do with it, but running it out of your house, I'd say diode or CO2 laser is probably your best bet. Alright, so that's pretty much it. It's just a really quick video today. I know it's a lot of talking. If anyone leaves comments or anything, just let me know if like you want to see more voiceovers, like less of me, more of work happening as I'm talking over it. Maybe a little more entertaining than me just talking directly into the camera. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this helped. If anyone has any questions, leave it in the comments. I try to be good at answering them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Take care.